The life of George Washington. Rules, discipline, power, and the birth of a nation. George Washington is often remembered as a statue, a portrait, or a symbol on currency. Calm, distant, almost unreal. But before he became the first president of the United States, before he commanded armies or shaped a nation, George Washington was a man forged by discipline, silence, failure, and control. He did not rise through fiery speeches or radical ideas. He rose through rules, self-restraint, order, and authority over himself. This is not just the story of America's first leader. This is the story of how personal discipline became national power. Birth and early survival, 1732 to 1748. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Virginia, into a modest plantation family. His world was rural, harsh, and unforgiving. Life expectancy was low. Disease was common. Survival required strength and self-control. At just 11 years old, Washington lost his father. This loss forced him to grow up early. He learned responsibility before comfort, duty before pleasure. He never attended college. Instead, he educated himself through observation, copying, repetition, and discipline. As a teenager, Washington copied a book titled Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior in Company and Conversation. These rules were not about politeness. They were about control, control of speech, control of emotion, control of posture, presence, and reputation. These rules would define his entire life. Washington believed that character was built through daily discipline. Some of his personal rules included: speak little, listen more, never display uncontrolled anger, maintain physical strength and posture, keep personal matters private, command respect through behavior, not noise. He believed leadership began with self-mastery. Washington trained his body through riding, hunting, walking long distances, and military drills. He trained his mind through silence, observation, and long planning. He avoided excess drinking. He avoided gossip. He avoided public emotional displays. This emotional restraint made him appear distant, but it made others trust him. In a world of chaos, he became stability. Washington entered military life in his early 20s during the French and Indian War. Here, he learned the brutal reality of command. He witnessed poor discipline destroy armies, overconfidence cause slaughter, disorder lead to collapse. He learned that an army reflects its commander. Washington enforced strict military rules, clean camps, proper uniforms, controlled movement, clear chains of command. He punished looting, drunkenness, and cowardice, but he also punished cruelty towards civilians. He believed order was the foundation of security. These lessons would later save the American Revolution. Personal lifestyle, silence, order, and routine. Washington lived by routine. He woke early. He planned his day precisely. He kept detailed records of expenses, weather, letters, and decisions. His lifestyle emphasized cleanliness, formal dress, structured meals, respectful distance. He did not seek popularity. He sought respect. Washington believed leaders should appear above chaos, not consumed by it. His home, Mount Vernon, was orderly, disciplined, and tightly managed. Even leisure was controlled. For Washington, freedom did not mean lack of rules. It meant choosing the right rules. When the American colonies rebelled against Britain, Washington was chosen not because he was the loudest, but because he was the most trusted. He understood something critical. The revolution could not win through strength alone. It had to survive. Washington focused on avoiding unnecessary battles, preserving soldiers, protecting supply lines, maintaining morale. He retreated when necessary. He waited when others demanded action. Many criticized him, but Washington understood that time was a weapon. His greatest victories were not always battles, but survival. Security, not pride, kept the revolution alive. Washington carried enormous pressure. He faced lack of supplies, undisciplined troops, political betrayal, constant failure. Yet he remained calm. He rarely shouted. He rarely panicked. He projected confidence, even when he felt doubt. His leadership style was based on moral authority, personal example, consistency. Men followed him because he endured. Washington believed a leader's job was not to seek comfort, but to absorb stress for others. Washington understood security beyond the battlefield. He created spy networks. He used coded messages. He controlled information tightly. He believed loose talk kills nations. Secrets preserve power. Washington often knew more than he revealed. He listened far more than he spoke. This strategic silence allowed him to outmaneuver stronger enemies. Security, for Washington, began with discipline of information. When the war ended, Washington did something unprecedented. He gave up power. This act shocked the world. Later, he became the first president of the United States, but he did not rule like a king. He established critical rules: civilian control of the military, peaceful transfer of power, limited presidential authority. He rejected titles. He rejected lifetime rule. Washington believed power must be restrained, or it becomes tyranny. His presidency was quiet, firm, and disciplined. Washington understood that familiarity weakens authority. He maintained personal distance. He limited access. He controlled public appearances. This was not arrogance, it was security. He believed leaders must be respected, not consumed by the crowd. His calm presence stabilized a fragile nation. In his farewell address, Washington issued warnings that still echo. Avoid political extremism, avoid foreign entanglements, preserve national unity, protect moral discipline. He warned that freedom without discipline would collapse. After retiring, he returned to Mount Vernon. He lived quietly. He died peacefully in 1799. No throne, no crown, no empire, just legacy. Conclusion: why George Washington still matters. Approximately 2 minutes. George Washington did not build America through passion alone. He built it through rules, discipline, order, restraint, security. In an age of chaos, he chose control. In an age of ambition, he chose limits. His life teaches a simple truth: nations fall when leaders cannot govern themselves. George Washington governed himself first. That is why history still listens.